Hello friends, thank you for joining me today. I am painting for a second day at the Whirligig Festival. Let me turn you around just for a second and show you some of the whirligigs. I told the story yesterday. I don't need to repeat the whole thing again today, but pretty fascinating story, history, art story, and so forth. Basically, this old guy named Wallace Simpson, when he was 60 years old, he started building these things out of steel and scrap stuff. Doug, do you think that's going to stay there? It might. And he lived to be 94, 95, 94 years old, I think. And really put this little town of Wilson, North Carolina on the map, so to speak. Whirligigs, some of them 40 feet long and 50 feet tall, I would guess, are in collections all around the world. But most of them are right here in his hometown of Wilson, North Carolina. And he's helped spark quite the renaissance of this little town. And they've had this festival going now for 14 years, I think it is. I've been here for 12 of them, or 13, I can't remember. And now I'm doing, well, let me take a second and show you yesterday's painting, such as it is. There it is, whirligigs down to a crowd of people. So I will include a nice photograph of that painting once I'm finished with it. Okay, and here you're seeing, of course, so how do you paint big? How do you paint large? People all the time and talking about painting large. Well, part of it is you use big tools. I wish I was, maybe I'll do some. I have over here to my right a number of poles. So not only do I paint with a large surface, but sometimes I paint with a pole that's 6 or 7 feet long. I have also over there a mop. And since I'm doing blue, I'm doing two paintings over here. I'm going to move you guys because you're up too close. You can't really see what's going on. So hang a second down my ladder. Okay, so now that I'm down here, let me go ahead and also give you a little tour for those of you who haven't seen my big equipment before. Once again, there's yesterday's painting, 95 inches tall, 40 inches wide. Today's paintings are about 50 inches wide and 45 inches tall. And there's my equipment. Most of it was built in 2002 with various and sundry modifications and additions since then. And here on the side years ago, whoops, I had the nerve to write that. You are watching Dan Nelson, world's largest plein air painter. Of course, that's called puffery in the advertising business, right? Can I prove that I'm the world's largest plein air painter? No, but until somebody shows up. I do plein air paintings 8 by 10 feet, as you can see. Now, my preference really would be to do one painting that's 8 by 10 feet. And I, of course, have done that many times, but most of the time at a festival, the people in charge want me to do something like this. So anyway, there's my rig. It fits, as I say, weighs 1,000 pounds. How much do you think this stuff weighs, Doug? 1,000? Doug thinks that my assistant thinks it weighs more than 1,000 pounds. Certainly might be right. Anyway, so I'm going to park you guys back there and paint. So I've got two. When I'm all finished, then this will be three separate paintings, right? A vertical. A name for what? Yep, yep, I'm in there, believe it or not. At least. Yeah, yeah, that's true. If you want to check on it. Actually, I should turn it around because that way, this way, I won't know when the camera stops shooting. Am I in there? Yeah. Okay, you want to turn it a little bit? That'd be great. Thanks. I'd love a camera operator. Doug helps me do everything. I can't see because it's pointing that way. There's a little button. Do you know how to turn the camera around? Which I would like, actually. I want it to face this way. Yeah, there you go. That looks pretty good. Yeah, perfect. Thanks, man. So I'm doing three paintings, three scenes on this one canvas. Again, which is pretty typical. I know I'm making an awful lot of noise right now. I hope you can hear me over the scratching. Festivals usually choose to do, multiple images. And sometimes they have a local business person or a local private person, for that matter, sponsors me to be here. They pay the bill, and then sometimes the festival will hold an auction, at their annual fundraiser shindig, and so on. So there's a number of ways that they try to come up with to pay for me being here. I appreciate that very much. So these two scenes, I'm working from a photograph. Not my first choice, but it'll work. The top scene up there above me is a view of the street, the building right across the street from me here, but it's not from this angle, so I can glance up there to get details, but again, I'll be working on a photograph. And then this scene down here is a view of the festival. My friends here said just do a painting of the festival. So I wandered around yesterday and found a beautiful shot, but a block and a half from here, looking up the street, street full of festivalers. Is that what they're called? Festivalers? At the moment, I am doing this old trick, this old standard practice of mine. I paint a lot of cityscapes, as you may know, and a lot of asphalt, a lot of pavement, right? And what the question could be, so what color is pavement? And if you say gray, then of course, probably not thinking exactly like an artist. It is gray, but you don't want to. You certainly don't want to underpaint it in gray. So my most common default setting on asphalt is whatever color the sky is. You paint the underpainting, at least, of the asphalt, the pavement, the color of the sky, because a lot of the color of the street is like water. It's a reflection of the sky. So there we go.